Hey you guys, and welcome to my channel. This is my first ever YouTube video, and in this video I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to create this cut crease right here. In this video I used two Morphe palettes. One of them is the new ones that they just released the day after Christmas, and then the other one is the 35F. If you would like to see how to create this cut crease using these two Morphe palettes, then keep on watching. Bye! Okay, so we're going to jump right in with the Morphe Copper Spice palette, and I'm going to use the top row, the last shade on the right, and I'm just going to go in with a fluffy brush. I'm using all brushes from the Morphe 702 set, which is currently, I believe, $25 on their website, and I'm just blending that in my upper crease, kind of like tilting my head back just a little bit so I can see where my eye socket is, and I'm just blending that out and blowing it up. And now I'm going in with that same palette, but I'm using a shade on the second row and the second one in. And I'm going a little bit lower, but kind of still covering the first shade, but just keeping a little bit more defined. And I'm using a smaller, more pointed kind of tapered crease brush for this. These brushes are not labeled with numbers in the set, so I'm sorry I can't give you direct numbers. And now I'm just using that first brush and I'm just kind of blending it out, and I'm going to repeat this process until I'm happy with the definition of it. So now, still using that same Copper Spice palette, I'm going in the third row, the fourth shade in, and I'm going in with a very small, like kind of pencil brush, and I'm basically tracing out exactly where I want my cut crease to be the darkest, the most defined. I'm kind of shading upwards with that, and then I'm going with a very small, dense blending brush. It's very tight, so it's going to help keep it where I want the darkness, but just kind of soften it so it goes more into a gradient effect. And I'm just going to keep repeating this process once again until I'm happy with the definition. So now I'm going in with a mixture of the Too Faced Shadow Insurance and the Kat Von D Concealer in L1, and I'm carving it out with a flat concealer brush. This one is an old one from Sephora that has been discontinued. It's just been my favorite, so any flat concealer brush will do, and I'm carving it out and then I'm blending it down on my lid. This is going to help give us that super defined, really cut out look. Now I'm just setting it with the Kat Von D Translucent Loose Powder. It's just going to set it so that way it doesn't crease, because there is concealer in there and I have oily eyelids, so I do need to. And I'm going back in with that darkest color and that tiny pencil brush and kind of help resharpening it, making everything look smooth. And I'm going to be blending this out, and you'll probably see me do this quite a bit in this video. I like mine very defined and very sharp. So now I'm going in with the Morphe 35F palette. I'm using that shade, the second shade on the right. It's the second lightest in the palette, and I'm going to use that on my lid. The shade on the left is what I'm going to be using to highlight like my inner corner and my brow bone. But yeah, it's really pretty, really shimmery and gorgeous. I love this color. Oh, and I'm using the flat brush in that set that I've been using as well. So now I'm going in with Kat Von D's tattoo liner in Trooper, and I'm going to create my wing, but first I need to clean up a little bit of a mess with a makeup wipe. So I basically start off by sketching out kind of where I want the wing to go, and then create like a very small triangle, and then I start to line my eyelashes. I try to keep it really close to lashes because if there's any gaps, it doesn't look very good. It looks very spaced and choppy. And then I just go in and fill in that triangle and start to kind of smooth it out and make it a little thicker, however the look is that I want. And I'm using very short brush strokes for this. Every once in a while I'll see a quick glide, but for the most part I'm just kind of sketching it on. And once again, I go in with a little bit of a makeup wipe and I just kind of clean up any mess or, just erase anything I don't want on the liner. And then I'll probably go back in and just kind of retrace it to make sure it's perfect. Now I'm going with Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Eyeliner, and I'm not going to line the entire cut crease. I'm basically going to go from the outer part into a little bit into the center. I'm doing it more defined on the outer part of the eye and kind of making it softer as it goes in, so that way it doesn't just have a harsh stop. Somebody requested on my Instagram glitter cut crease, but most of them were just plain cut creases, but I wanted to add a little bit of glitter in there for her. And I'm just kind of cleaning up anything that kind of went a little lower than I want, and I'm air drying it because if you open your eyes and it's wet, it goes everywhere. Yeah, really fun. And once again, going back in and redefining. Like I said, you're going to see a lot of that in this video. It's very important to keep it going. And now I'm going in with my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I'm not going crazy with this because we are going to be applying false lashes. Just getting a nice coat. I have blonde eyelashes, so I really want to make sure every single lash is coated and covered. So now we're going to start on the lower lash line. I'm going in with that first colored we used and that same fluffy brush, and I'm just kind of smoking it out a little bit just to kind of get a good transition for when we go in with the other two colors. It's very important because you want it to be gradient on the bottom just like it's gradient on the top, so keep that in mind. And now I'm going in with a bigger pencil brush than the one I used on the top, and with that second color we used. And I'm keeping this one a little bit tighter to the lash line, but still a little bit blown out, just to kind of create a nice soft smoky gradient effect. And now I'm going in with a flat liner brush, and I'm using the darkest shade that we use, and I'm using this very tight to my lower lash line, but still blending it down a little bit because I don't want any harsh lines. I still want the bottom to be very smoky and pretty. Now I'm going in with that lightest shade from the 35F palette, and I'm using that to highlight my inner corner and underneath my eyebrow. And next we're going to go in with Crave Lashes in the style Red Velvet. These are my favorite. I do have a discount code for you guys. These are amazing and can be worn so many times. And then next we're just going to put on some mascara on the lower lash line to finish the look, and then you are all set.